Good afternoon, everyone. In today's video, we are going to be looking at a big ice storm, an overall winter storm that's going to be impacting much of the Mississippi Valley, including Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, Indiana, and Michigan. Now here's the current Weather Prediction Center national forecast chart for Saturday, January 20th. 2024, and as you can see, we do have some action going on across the western United States, where we do have a lot of mixed precipitation in those blue shaded areas, as well as some snow in some more higher elevations, and currently freezing rain possible across portions of southeastern Washington and northern Oregon. We also do have a lot of rain ongoing across California, Nevada, and Arizona, as well as Washington and Oregon. And as you can see, we do have a red shaded area over here, and this is potentially heavy rain and flash flooding possible across portions of northern California today. We still have lake effect snow ongoing, with still some areas of heavy snow possible with these lake effect bands throughout today across portions of New England and the mid-Atlantic. Here is the latest GFS model 12Z run precipitation type. So you're going to see rain, you're going to see snow, you're going to see mix and sleet, and also freezing rain on here. And this is currently right now we are seeing the heavy rain over northern California, as well as some snow and potentially freezing rain throughout this morning and this afternoon across Oregon and Washington, and this will continue throughout tonight as well, where you are going to see this scattered rain and snow across the western half of the United States before the storm really starts to kick up. As you can see, by as soon as late Sunday, so we're talking about 9 p.m. of Sunday, we're starting to see some freezing rain already across Oklahoma. You can see already some heavy rain popping up there in Texas. We can move forward here now. As you can see, a lot of that freezing rain will be over the Kansas City area around 12 a.m. of Monday, and then heading through the 3 a.m. time frame, Kansas City will be seeing a little bit of freezing rain, but really not much. As you can see, the freezing rain really starts to pick up in those southern bands across eastern Oklahoma, and this starts to hit through Arkansas as you head throughout the early morning hours of Monday. 6 a.m. you can see that it really starts to impact areas like Arkansas, central Illinois, and that snow is starting to show up as well across northern Illinois. That freezing rain does continue here throughout the morning hours of Monday, so your Monday commute will be pretty slick if you do live in the general eastern Oklahoma, Arkansas, central Missouri area. And this freezing rain will be heading northeast and really starts to pick up across Illinois. But here's the thing, we are going to see warm air go north with this, so you're going to see a freezing rain line and a rain line. So as this rain heads northward, I do believe this will melt the freezing rain throughout the day. So it won't be as bad of an ice storm, but definitely some areas could pick up quite a bit of ice before that rain does reach their area, especially some of these northern areas. Might see freezing rain, but not enough warm air to reach that far north for that to melt just a few hours after that freezing rain drops. But as you can see, there's going to be a lot of rain with this, especially after the freezing rain, and then a lot of this will turn to snow as we head throughout the overnight hours of Monday into Tuesday. And this is when you're going to see a lot of that main snow happening. And then a lot of those freezing rain areas are going to see quite a bit of rain right after the freezing rain, especially overnight Monday into Tuesday. And again, you're going to see a heavy snow band, maybe some surprise snow in the morning for you people up in Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, southern Wisconsin, and Michigan. But as you can see, still freezing rain ongoing across northern Ohio, northern Indiana, and southern Michigan, but not really for long. You will see a little bit of freezing rain over here in New York, and that heavy snow band still continuing throughout the day of Tuesday before heading out of the area into New England around the late evening hours of Tuesday. Before looking at the freezing rain amounts that we might see from this, and again, there will be rain and with warm air going north with the storm. So I believe this ice will not last long for some of these areas. But looking at ice impacts, this graphic by Fox Weather here, you can see 0.25 inches or less, so a quarter of an inch or less of ice really will be a nuisance. You're going to see minor power outages in some areas. You're going to see light ice on trees, and you're also going to see windshields coated. The roads are also going to be a little bit slick, and sidewalks as well. So it really is just a nuisance. But once you get up to the quarter of an inch to half an inch of ice, you are going to see numerous power outages in your area. You're going to see some tree damage, especially large branches. Maybe some trees can come down if they don't have the proper root system. And roads will become very slick, and especially if you don't have a lot of salt trucks in your area, the roads will be very slick in those country areas before the salt trucks do get to those areas. And then you're talking about really crippling once you get half an inch and above, with widespread power outages in upwards of days. Once you get enough power outages in your area, the power company is going to be overwhelmed. So it could be days without power. But again, it depends on your area. Trees come down, and then dangerous travel with half an inch of ice or more. And now after looking at that, you could see here some of our freezing rain amounts, and zooming in here, this is not really super detailed. We are going to get really detailed models in a day or two, but as you can see right now, we could potentially see in southern Oklahoma in upwards of half an inch of ice. So once again, that could be major down here in southern Oklahoma and northern Texas around the Wichita Falls area. Could definitely see a major ice storm event before the rain comes anyways. Across eastern Oklahoma, you're going to see widespread 1/10 of an inch to maybe a 1/4 of an inch of ice across eastern Oklahoma. Northwest Arkansas is going to be seeing an upwards of a 1/4 of an inch of ice. Maybe some localized areas could see an upwards of half an inch, but it depends on how long that freezing rain lasts across your area. Across southern Missouri, could see an upwards of a 1/4 of an inch of ice and maybe half an inch of ice. Depends again on your freezing rain timing. And then you're going to see a rather slick Tuesday, and then you're going to see a rather slick Monday across the majority of Missouri. We're definitely not seeing major ice amounts across this area, especially the Kansas City area. But it's enough to make those roads slick and dangerous. And then going throughout Illinois, you could see here, central Illinois could see an upwards of a 1/4 of an inch of ice. And once again, this will mainly be a nuisance for much of Missouri and Illinois, Indiana as well. But again, some localized areas could definitely see more ice than expected with some heavier bands. And so northern Illinois really not seeing much ice, as you'll be seeing an ice and snow mix. And again, there's gonna be rain after this, so I don't expect this ice to last long unless we see below average temperatures than expected. But as you can see, northern Indiana really seeing upwards of maybe a 1/4 of an inch ice if you're lucky. Northwest Ohio, not really seeing much. You're mainly going to see rain across much of Ohio, but maybe some freezing rain possible across the northwestern portion. And across southern Michigan, again, you could potentially see an upwards of 1/4 of an inch of ice and maybe more in some localized areas. I'm mentioning this once again to make this clear because there's going to be warm air lifting north with this storm, and it's going to bring rain right after that freezing rain, because you have to have that perfect surface temperature for freezing rain. But it will be warming up throughout the day, which will bring rain by the evening across some of these areas. And then looking at some snowfall amounts, is definitely not going to be a big snowstorm or anything like that, but you are going to see some snow across these areas. Where you're going to see in these blue areas, you can see an upwards of 4 to 5 inches of snow, while some of these grayer teal colors, you're going to see more of a dusting to 2 inches of snow. And as you can see across southern Wisconsin, you could see maybe 6 to 7 inches of snow. Much of Michigan could definitely see a little bit of snow, definitely enough to make a snowman and stuff like that across some of these areas, but definitely nothing major. The main threat with this storm is mainly going to be that freezing rain. If you did enjoy the update on this storm, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new and turn on post notifications. Like the video, share this video with any friends or family. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.